of its base, r centimeter, and its height. So A varies directly as RH, like this. Are you okay, class?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, then we continue. For the second question, let's move. Okay, second question that I have given to you is question number 5. This is the one. It is given that G varies directly as H and the square root of M. So you write like this, this one. Make it thicker. Okay, like this. Okay, then they ask you if G is equal to 42 and H is equal to 7, M equal to 16, calculate the value of G when H equal to 4 and M equal to 81. So you got to substitute, change it into equation form first, becomes G equal to KH square root of M, this one. After that, you substitute all the value of G, 42, the value of H, 7, and M is the square root of 16 over here. Okay, solve everything. So K is equal to 42 over 7 times 4, you get a 3 over 2. Therefore, okay, you write down hence G is equal to 3 over 2 times H times square root of M. This one, make sure you have it. Okay, then refer to A. Calculate the value of G when H equal to 4 and M equal to 81. So you substitute the value of H equal to 4 and M equal to 81. Then you get the value of G, 54. Okay, for part B, calculate the value of M when G equal to 18, H equal to 20. So you substitute G 18, H 20 here, okay, into the same equation that you generate just now, this one. Therefore, you will get the value of M is equal to, oh, sorry, this one I have to write down M because the first line is square root of M. Okay, so you get 0.36. Do you get it all correct? Everyone?
Yes.
Yes, madam.
Yes,
Yes, madam.
Any question? Any question from this?
No, madam.
Okay, then I continue with the next one. So the next question that I've given to you is question number 6. Okay, this is question number 6. Okay. The table below shows the changes in 3 quantities. It is given that P varies directly as the cube of Q and R. So this is the relation. Calculate the values of X and Y. This is your X here, this is your Y here. So I use the proportional method over here to do this. So you can see from here. Sorry, this one. So I substitute the value of P1 over Q3R equal to P2 over Q3R. Why is it so? Because this part represents the constant. When I change this to the equation, it becomes P equal to KQ3R. So when I want to find the constant, it is equal to P over QQR. Then I use this part as the proportional method to solve all of it. So substitute the value of 86.4 over Q cube is 1.2 and then R1 is 10 is equal to P2. The P2 is equal to X here. The Q is 2 and times 0.4. So this is what we have here. And then you get the value of X equal to 16. Check, So we found out the X already. Now we want to find the value of Y. You substitute the same thing into the equation just now. So this part you represent the P with the new P, the Y with the Y cube here, and then the 9 with the 9. So solve everything and you will get the value of Y equal to 0.3. You check. Okay, I continue with question number 7. This is question number 7. Okay, the kinetic energy E joules of an object varies directly as the mass, W kilogram, and the square of speed. So this is the relation that we have, which is E varies directly as W V squared. Okay, so you change it to the form of equation, and then you substitute all the value that is given over here, the 3, 12, and 216. Okay, like this. Then you get the value of K equal to 6. Therefore, E is equal to 6 WV squared, this part. Then they ask you to calculate the speed. This one in meter per second of an object is if the mass and the kinetic energy are 5 and 640 joules respectively. So you substitute the value of the V 640 and value of the sorry, not this one, value of the W. Then you calculate everything, you will get V is equal to 8 times square root of 3 over 3 meter per second. Okay, come back to you. Any questions so far?
No, madam.
No, madam.
Okay, we continue.
Madam.
Yes.
Madam, question 7, madam.
Fernandez, okay, what's your question, Fernandez?
Question 7, the one that E equal to KWV squared.
E equal to KWV squared. This part, is it? Is it that part, Fernandez? Where is Fernandez? Yeah, Fernandez.
You haven't squared it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Correct. Is the answer correct? I didn't really check the answer at the back. Let me see.
I got 16, madam.
16, madam.
16
Yes.
Thank you for correcting me. So this is 1.1C. The answer for question number 7 is 16. Yes. So this is 16. Therefore, this one changed to 16, right? So the answer over here is not correct anymore. It's supposed to be 16. So we are going to change everything here, become 16. Therefore, solve this. 640 over 16 times 5. 640 divided by 16 times 5. So the answer is 8. This one is 8.
Yeah, madam.
Yeah.
No, madam, not that one.
The final answer is 16.
The final answer is 16, madam.
Okay.
E equals to 0.5 WV squared.
Yes.
The final answer is 16. Let me see.
Yes.
Okay, so what's the value of your K?
0.5.
0.5. Let me check this part. So this is not correct. It will be 216 divided by 3 times 12 squared, 144 times 3. So it is 1 over 27, which is not correct. But 216 over 3 times 12 squared. Is my calculation wrong here? Oh, correct. You get it. So it is equal to 0.5 WV squared. So here is 0.5 multiplied by WV squared. Therefore, V squared is equal to 640 divided by 0.5 times with W. The W is equal to 640 and 5. Okay. Therefore, you calculate again. 640 divided by 0.5 times 5. It is equal to 256. This is V squared. So V is equal to square root of 256. Square root of answer is equal to 4. Okay, something wrong here. Now find my mistake. Where is my mistake?
Madam, double square root it just now.
Is it?
Madam.
A double square root at which part? This part, is it?
Yeah, 256.
Yes.
Just square root 256 only.
Just square root 256 only. So square root of 256. Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, 16. Correct already,
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you for correcting me. You're all attentive. Okay, we have 38 right now. Now we continue with question number 8. Okay, question number 8. We go through fast. The volume of a cone, V cubed centimeter, varies directly as the height, h centimeter, and the square of its base radius, r. So you write like this, V varies directly as a HR squared. A cone with a height of 21 centimeter and a radius of 6 has a volume of 792. So replace the height with 21, the radius with 6, and the volume 792. Okay, you get the value of K, which is 22 over 21. Hence, V equal to 22 over 21 HR squared. This one, take Okay, calculate the volume of the cone with a height of 14 and a radius of 15. So substitute 14 and 15. Then you get 3300 cubic centimeter. Okay. Now we continue with the next one. Let me know like just now if I made any mistake. Okay. Continue with question on 1.1D. Okay, this part here. So V varies directly as T, V equal to KT. So you find the value of K equal to 0.16. Okay, and then they ask you to write an equation that relates the volume of water, V, that is filled into the tank with the time taken. Therefore, hence, V is equal to 0.16 T. Okay, follow this. Okay, B, at what time will the tank be fully filled with the water? So they told you already at AM, and then at 11, he discovered that the tank filled with 48%. So when it is fully filled, the volume must be equal to 1. Why 1? Because 100 over 100, so it's 1. Okay, so I'm going to substitute the value of the 1 equal to 0.16 T into the equation that we get just now. So to find the T is equal to 1 over 0.16, it is 6.25 hour. So we need the total of 6 hours and 15 minutes. But then they ask you at what time. So you have to add on, start from 8 a.m. there, add plus 0615. Then you get 14:15, which is 2:15 p.m. Okay?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, I was rushing, so I'm not really get ready for your class yet. Just now we were arranging all the tables and chairs for the SPM. Okay, so now we continue with question number 2 here. Amina wants to cut a few triangles from a piece of card. Okay, it is given that the area of the triangles cut A squared centimeter varies directly as its base, X centimeter, and its height, Y centimeter. So assume the green one is the triangle, the X is the X is the base, the Y is the height, which is given already here, 7 and 4. So I substitute everything, you given the area is equal to A. Therefore, A varies directly as XY, A equal to KXY. So we find the value of K, you substitute the value of area and XY given. Therefore, the K is 1 over 2. Okay, so hence you substitute the K, therefore the A is equal to 1 over 2 XY. Okay, that is for A. For B, Amina plans to cut the second triangle with the value of base increased by 20%. So this base over here, if it increased 20%, you got to calculate how much is the base. So 7, you are going to multiply by 120 over 100. You will get 8.4 centimeter for the length of the base. And the value of the height decreased by 10. So you also have to find out if it is decreased by 10, you also calculate 90%. Then you will get a 3.6 centimeter for the height. So what is the percentage of changes in the area of the second triangle? Before you find the percentage, you got to find the area first, following the formula given. A is equal to 1 over 2 times the base times the height, so you will get 15.12. So to find out the percentage of changes, this one, you are going to deduct from the original value, the 14 that is given earlier, this one, over the original value, multiply by 100%, then you get 8%. Okay, so the area increased by 8%. Are you okay, class?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Yes.
Madam, I have a
Yes.
question.
Okay,
For 2A, right?
2A, okay.
When it says relation, can we not just use A directly to XY dah kah?
Yes, correct. Write the relation between A with X and Y. This is the one already. Okay.
Oh, so if we don't complete until A equals to half
you get full
XY.
mark for that. You get full
Oh.
mark for that. But then this part is for actually for B lah. This one. Okay. You can
okay.
in part B. Start from here. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Any other question?
No, madam.
No, madam.
Continue with the last one. The last one is a bit difficult because you have to find out the area. Okay. A pizza shop sells 3 sizes of pizza at different prices as shown in the diagram on the right. So you can see the first one, 12 ringgit, second 25, and the third one is 35 ringgit. Does the price of pizza, RMP, vary directly as the surface of the area, A centimeter squared, of the pizza? If it does not, which size of pizza is worth buying? So over here, I'm going to find the area of the pizza first. Area is equal to pi r squared. You remember, right? This one you learned in Form 2. So pi is 22/7 multiplied by 7.5 squared. You get the area for the first pizza at 176.79. And then the area for the second pizza, pi r squared again, you multiply 11.5 because the radius is half of it. So you get 415.64. And the third one, again, find the area, pi r squared, pi times 15 because this is 15. So you get 707.14. Okay, after that, I'm using the proportional method. It's up to you. You want to use the finding the constant or the proportional method, up to you. So I'm going to use the price, which is RM12 over the area, 176.79, this one. Okay, and then find out the value of the price for the second pizza if the area given is 415.64. So substitute everything, you get the value of X. So the second pizza should cost 28 ringgit 21 cent compared to this. And then I compare again with the third pizza. So this one still originate from the value that is the same, but then this one replaced with the last area. So the last pizza supposed to cost 48 ringgit. Compared to this, it is 35. So which pizza is more worth it? Then you can just find the difference. 28 minus 25, the difference is 3 ringgit 21 cents, right? And then for the last pizza, 48 minus 35, how much is it? 7 ringgit, right? Therefore, the pizza with 30 centimeter diameter is more worth buying. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, So
Okay.
you have any
Alright,
question
madam.
regarding this? Do you need time to copy or anything? Let me know. You need time to copy, Okay, let me know after you have done it. I clear everything here first. Oops. Undo. I give you about maybe half or 1 minute. Done? Done?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll continue with the lesson today, whereby you are going to learn the second subtopic, which is inverse variation. You learned the first one, direct variation, right? Which means the value of y varies directly as x. So when y increase, x increase. For this part, when it is inverse, it means when y increase, x will decrease. Okay, it's the opposite. Same thing if the y decrease, the x will increase. That's why it is called the inverse variation. Okay, so I'll show you, look at your textbook. This one. We'll look at the example from your textbook. Look at the example from a textbook. If you have a textbook with you, page 17. Okay, this is the one. So these two persons, they are doing what? They are sitting on a seesaw, right? Okay. While on the seesaw, the heavier person will be at a lower position, whereas the lighter person will be at a higher position. Okay, do you know how to balance the seesaw? If you ever played the seesaw, if you want to balance it, you have to move to the front, right? So that you can balance it up with your weight. Okay, so they give you the explanation over here. To balance the seesaw, the heavier one has to sit closer to the fulcrum of the seesaw, or the lighter one has to sit further away from the fulcrum. So observe the diagram on the right, the relation between the person's mass, W, and the distance. Okay, the W over here and the distance. Between the person and the fulcrum, D is said to be varied inversely. When W increase, if this one increase, D will decreases. Okay, this part will decreases. Okay, sorry, when W increase, I'm blur already. Okay, this one will decrease. Okay, so I move to the mind mobilization. Make it fast, Okay, let me see which one is important for you. This one not yet. This one first. Page 18 over here. Is everybody holding your book? Is everybody holding your book?
Yes.
Okay, good. So this part is important. In inverse variation, variable y increases when the variable x decreases at the same rate and vice versa. This relation can be written as y varies inversely as x. So we are going to write it down in this form, y inverse variously as x. Okay, so let's look at the example. If you understand this one, so I don't have to show you anymore. Look at example 15. Chiameng takes part in a 42-kilometer marathon. The table below shows the relation between time taken by Chiameng and his average speed. So you can look at the table given here. The time is from 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the average speed is 10.5, 8.4, 7, 6, and 5.25. If you observe carefully this part here, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, the value is increasing, right? And then because this is inverse variation, therefore the average speed is decreasing, getting less. Okay. Here the question asks you to state the change in average speed if the time taken increases by 2 times. So what you need to do, you just take any of the time given over here. It can be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, up to you. So follow the example given. They have taken 4 as the time. When it increased by 2 times, meaning that you multiply by 2. So 4 times 2, you get an 8. Therefore, for the average speed, originally is 10.5, right? When it inverse, the inverse variation, when this part you multiply by 2, this one you have to divide by 2. So 10.5 divided by 2, we get a 5.25. Okay. Therefore, you see the answer given here. When the time increases 2 times, then the average speed decreases 2 times. Okay. For the second question B here, decreases by 1.5 times. So same thing. It's up to you which one you want to copy. So from the example given, they have chosen 6 for the time. When it decreases by 1.5 times, so you divide by 1.5. 6 divided by 1.5, we get a 4. Okay, and then this part will be the opposite. Opposite of division will be multiplication. So from 6, we have 7 for the average speed. 7 times 1.5, we get a 10.5. Okay, when the time decreases 1.5 times, then the average speed increased by 1.5 times. Okay, do you have any question regarding this one?
No.
All right, so we proceed to example 16. I show you example 16. But before that, I also need to show the mind mobilization on how do we get the inverse variation. Okay, mind mobilization is on page 19. Page 19. Let me see. Okay, this part. I'm going to go through very fast with you because I have the figure over here already. Okay. This one is to determine the relation between two variables for an inverse variation. Okay, look at the step. A piece of cardboard has an area of 1.44 square meter. The cardboard will be cut into y small square cut with an area of x square meter each. So they ask you to open the worksheet and then you do the activity given. Okay. Look at number 2, the step of number 2. Insert the area of the small cut x equal to 0.04. So I'll do this. X equal to 0.04 in colored cell. This is the colored cell. And click enter. So I'll do everything here. 0.04. And then repeat the same step for the value of x equal to 0.09 up to this. Therefore, this will be 0.09. This is 0.16. This is 0.36. Observe the value of y. This is the value of y. Hold on. Okay, this is the value of y. Hey, what happened? The value of y, this one. Xy and 1 over x for each of the value of x. Okay, so the number of small cut, the y over here, before we get the value of y, you can see the xy, the area of cardboard is always the same, which is 1.44. So I'm going to jot down everything over here. It is the same, 1.44. From here, I'm going to calculate how much is the number of small squares, the y that I can get. To get this, you see how to do the calculation is actually 1.44 divided by 0.04. You get a 36. Or you look at this one. To get the value of y, because it's an area, right? Area is x times y. You get xy. So to get the y is 1.44 divided by 0.02. Then you get 72 for this one. So the rest, 1.44 divided by 0.04, I'll get a 36 here. This one, I'll get a 16. This one, I'll get a 9. This one, I'll get a 4. Okay, and then for the value of 1 over x, meaning that 1, for this part is 1 divided by 0.02. 1 divided by 0.02, we get 50. So for the second one, 1 divided by 0.04, we get 25. 1 divided by 0.09, we get 11.11. 1 divided by 0.16, we will have 6.25. 1 divided by 0.36, we will have 2.78. Okay, so based on the table that we have done, we have to do the discussion. They ask you to compare the value of xy, and then what is the shape of the graph of 10, and what is the relation between y and x. Okay, so we go straight to the answer. This part. The result of mind mobilization 6 show that for an inverse variation, the value of xy is a constant. This part. Because everything, the area is the same, 1.44 for all the cards. Hence, k equal to xy. Therefore, you need to know when it is constant, the k is equal to xy from what you have. This one. Okay. For B, the graph of y against x is a hyperbola, and the graph of y against 1 over x is a straight line. So after you plot the graph y against x, you follow all the value of y and x. You can see the y is decreasing 72, 36, 16, 9, and 4. But then the x is increasing slowly. So you will have a hyperbola graph for this one. Okay, and then when you compare y against 1 over x, this is y against 1 over x. So you can see the value 72, 36, and so on. And then 1 over x is getting decreasing. Therefore, after you plot everything, you will have a straight line that starts from the origin. It's very important, starts from the origin. Therefore, okay, this part is y varies directly as, this is y varies directly as x, but then this, not this one. This is y varies inversely as x. Okay, we call it this way. You don't say y varies inversely as 1 over x, because 1 over x is already inverse. We only mention y varies directly as x. But when it comes to 1 over x, we name it as y varies inversely as x. Okay, so now let's continue down here. This part. When variable y varies inversely as variable x, the value of xy is a constant, okay? That is represented with k. Can you remember this? When y varies inversely as variable x, the value of xy is a constant. Why is it so? I can show it to you. When y varies directly as 1 over x, if you write down in the form of equations, you remember, you are going to substitute, the value becomes k over x. So when you move the x over to the left, xy is equal to the k. Therefore, the value of constant is equal to xy. Are you okay, class?
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry, remember the constant. The constant is different from the the direct variation. For inverse variation, the constant is xy. Okay, then we move to the next one. Okay, let me see. Do I have to explain this one to you? Oh, yes. Give me some time to move this. Okay, this part. Yeah, this one. Okay, we'll go through page 20, very fast. Okay, relation between the value of k and the concept of proportion. So remember just now, your k is equal to xy. Therefore, for this graph given, for this table given, k equal to x1, y1. Okay, this part. K is also equal to x2, y2, x3, y3, x4, y4. Okay, relation between the value of k and the gradient of the straight line that starts from the origin for the graph of y against 1 over x is like this. Okay, gradient is equal to y1 over 1 over x. Y over 1 over x. So y times x over 1 is like this, right? Then when you have xy, it is equal to constant. Okay, so the relation is true only if the straight line starts from the origin. If it doesn't start from the origin, it looks very nice, but it is something like this, then it is not varies inversely. Okay, so hence we can relate the two variables x and y in the form of equation, that is xy equal to k or y equal to k over x. Like the one that I showed you just now, y varies directly as 1 over x, so y is equal to k over x. Okay, so you look at yellow color box. For an inverse variation, y varies inversely as x can be written as, okay, the same thing, where k is a constant. Look at A, the graph of y against x is a hyperbola. You got to remember this. The graph of y against 1 over x is a straight line that starts from the origin, whereby the x cannot be a 0. Okay, the x over here must be some number. If it is 0, then you cannot plot the graph anymore. Okay, so this is for y against x. You can see this, y against x. When it comes to y against 1 over x, then it's a straight line. Okay, next one. This part over here is to show you how to get the inverse variation for more than one variable. Regarding more than one variable, previously I also blurred already. I told you, for example, y varies directly as x is one variable. Actually, it's two variable. When you have I equal to PRT, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 variable. I made mistake over there. Sorry. Okay, so we go back to this. It's a very long explanation over here, but I think you can do it at home. Okay, whereby this one, they give you the length of the base. If you look at the first line here, the length of side of the base is x centimeter. So you are going to replace the x over here with the number given. For example, 2 times 2, you get a 4, 3 times 3, you get a 9, and so on. The height is y, and then you are going to find the value of x times y, and x squared y, and y over x squared. So I just write down all the value for you because I already calculate everything over here. Okay. When your base is 2, 2 times 2 is equal to 4, right? So from the given volume, 180 divided by 4, you are going to get 45. Okay. This one, 180 divided by 9, you get this. 180 divided by 16, you get this. 180 divided by 25, you get this. 180 divided by 36, you get this. After that, when you multiply your x and y, because this is x times y, you will get 90. This is 60. This is 45. 5 times 7.2, sorry. 7.2 is 36, and then 5 times 6 is 30. And then when you look for x squared times y, x squared is 2 squared. 2 squared is 4. 4 times 45, you will get 180. 3 squared is 9. 9 times 20, you will get 180. And this one, 16 times y, so you get 180. So everything over here is actually the same value. And then when it comes to 1 over x squared here, the third one, so it will be 1 divided by 2 squared, you will get a 0.25. 1 divided by 3 squared is 0.11. 0.025, and so on. Okay, so from the result that we have, this part is the most important because you can see 180, 180. 180 is a constant, right? When it comes to constant, meaning that the value of x squared y is a constant. Okay, so next page, I'll show you next page directly with the answer. Therefore, the constant is x squared y. Because just now we get the value of x squared y, everything is 180, right? Okay, and then for B, the graph of y against 1 over x is a straight line that starts from the origin. So you can look at y against 1 over x. Y against 1 over x. Okay, this part here. When the value of y is decreasing, the value of 1 over x is also decreasing. That's why you get a straight line that starts from the origin. When you have that, it means y varies inversely as x squared. Okay, this is the answer. Are you okay?
Yes.
Long explanation. Yes, So I just emphasize over here. Whenever you found the fixed number, a constant, that means that one will replace the k. It depends on what is the value of the constant that you have. The variable can be anything. It can be x cubed, y squared, and so on. If you found out the variable, the multiplication of the variable is a constant, then that will be replacing the k. Okay, and then when you look at the value of y, usually is y against 1 over x or 1 over x squared or 1 over x cubed. So when you found out the value of y increase and 1 over x is increasing, then the y will vary inversely as the value of the x given. Okay, so it's the same thing for what you have learned in inverse variation. Y varies inversely as x to the power of n. The value of n, the maximum is up to 3 and also 1/3. Okay, that is what we learned for this part. Okay, now we proceed to example 16. Okay, example 16, let me show it to you. Example 16, I just talked to you only because it's very simple. That is on page 22. Are you okay? today I'm going to finish this subtopic because I got to follow the yearly lesson plan, whereby actually this part we have to learn it earlier last week. This week supposed to be the combined variation already. Okay, so it's on page 22 here. Example 16. This one. Okay, I'll go through fast with you for this example. It is given that the time needed T to assemble a piece of furniture varies inversely as the number of workers. So T and X varies inversely, means 1 over X. The table below shows the relation between X and T. So when the X is increasing, the T is decreasing. By calculating the value of xt and x squared t, they ask you to determine whether t varies inversely as x or x squared, and then write the relation by using the varies directly sign. So from here, you remember the number 2 to 6, 180 to 60. Okay, from here, you are going to find out the value of xt and also x squared t. So this is what you have. You see, 2 to 6, 180 to 60, and then you find x and x squared t. So x times t, 360. 3 times 120, 360 is a fixed number. So you can guess already, what is this? This is a constant, right? And then x squared t, meaning that 2 squared times t, you get 720. 3 squared is 9. 9 times 120 is 1080, and the rest. Okay, so the value of xt is a constant, whereas the value of x squared t is not a constant. Therefore, t varies inversely as x. That is, t varies inversely as 1 over x. Okay, t varies inversely as x because the value of the x over here, the value of xt that you get over here is a constant. Okay, Are you okay, class?
Yes.
Yes. Any question?
No, madam.
No questions.
No.
Okay, so we continue with example 17. Example 17 I have to show you already. We still have a lot to go. I'm rushing to finish this. It's already 11:47. Okay, we look at example 17. Two quantities x and y varies based on the table on the right. So the table shows the value of the x is increasing here, and then the value of the y is decreasing. Okay, by using a suitable scale, draw the graph of y against 1 over x, and then show that y varies inversely as x. So you already have y, but then you don't have 1 over x, right? Therefore, you have to draw a table to represent the value of 1 over x. Okay. So y, we are just going to copy down, add 4, 3.2, and 1.6, copy down everything. Then you find the value of 1 over x. 1 over x means 1 divided by 2 for the first one. So 1 divided by 2 is 0.5. You can fill in already. Okay, the second one is 1 over 4. 1 over 4 is 0.25. Also fill in. And then third one is 1 divided by 5. 1 divided by 5 is 0.2. Fill in. And then the last one is 1 over 10. 1 over 10 is 0.1. Fill in. So from this table that you have, you got to draw the graph. They ask you to draw the graph. So I'm just going to show you briefly on how to draw the graph, because later on there will be exercise for you to draw the graph. Okay, they ask you to draw the graph of y against 1 over x. So this is y. This is 1 over x, meaning that y varies inversely as x. Okay, so for the value of y that I should have is 1.62 add. I'm going to use 246x. It's easier. You got to think of a suitable scale yourself so that you can fit in all the values. 2, 4, 6, 8. And then for the value of 1 over x, so the value of 1 over x is 0.5 to 0.1. So we have to fit in all the value over here. I think I'll start with 0.1. 0.2, so that I can fit in all the value over here. 0.3, 0.4, this is 0.5. Don't forget the origin. Okay, after that you plot it, add and what 0.5. So 0.5 is right here, add is up here. 4 with 0.25, 4 with 0.25 is in the middle here, and then 3.2 with 0.2, so 3.2 somewhere here with 0.2 somewhere here, and last one 1.6 with 0.1, 1.6 with 0.1 somewhere here. Okay, so after that then you join with your ruler all the point plotted. Mine is not very accurate over here because I draw it using freehand. Supposed to go through all the point because I don't have graph over here. So lastly, you just join up. Then it will go through the origin actually. Okay. So this is how to show them the answer because they just ask you to draw the graph and then show that y varies inversely as x. So the graph of y against 1 over x here, it shows the straight line that starts from the origin. Okay, therefore y varies inversely as x. That is how you answer. You can refer to the answer in the textbook. They answer in full sentences. So you answer in full sentences by following the example given. Okay, we proceed with example 18 now. 18. It is given that x is equal to 0.25 when y equal to 3. Express y in terms of x is y varies inversely as x. So A, y varies inversely as x. You know already when they said varies inversely, meaning that it varies 1 over something. Okay, so change it to equation where y is equal to k over x. Okay, yk over x, I hope you know. Therefore, you are going to substitute the value of x is 0.25 and also y equal to 3. So 3 is equal to k over 0.25. So k is equal to 3 times 0.25. Then you will have the answer as 0.75. Okay? So hence, because they ask you to express y in terms of x, hence y, follow this back, equal to 0.75 over x. That's the answer for A. And then for part B, y varies inversely as the square root of x. So you start with the relation first. Y varies inversely means 1 over as the square root of x. So same thing, you apply, change to equation, k over square root of x, substitute the value of x and y. So 3 equal to k over square root of 0.25. And then you press the calculator, k is equal to 3 times square root of 0.25. Then when you press the calculator, you will get 1.5. Okay, therefore the value, therefore the equation will be y equal to 1.5 over square root of x. Okay, example 18, that one is simple. Then example 19, the force of gravity F varies inversely as the square of the distance between two objects. So F varies inversely as the distance between two objects. So D, forgot this one, as the square of the distance between two objects. It is given that the force of gravity between two objects is 15 Newton when the distance between them is 1.2. So we are going to change it to equation F equal to K over D squared. So substitute the F with 15 equal to K over 1.2 squared. I think I'll stop at the next example because it's getting noisier over here. So K is equal to 21.6. Therefore, when they ask you to write down the expression of F in terms of D, so F is equal to the K, which is 21.6 over D squared. That's the answer. Okay, now we look at the last example. Actually, I want to go through the problem solving with you, but it's very noisy here. Okay, it is given that P varies inversely as Q. So write down the relation. P varies inversely as Q. If P equal to 2, Q equal to 7, so P is 2, this is K, Q is equal to 7, calculate the value of P. So K is equal to 2 times 7, which is 14. Are you okay? I'm very fast, huh? Sorry, yeah. Okay, we continue. Therefore, P is equal to 14 over Q. Therefore, when the value of Q is 1.6, you continue. P, you can write down to make it more systematic. When Q is equal to 1.6, follow from here. P is equal to 14 over 1.6. And you press the calculator, you will get at 0.75. Okay, almost 1 hour already. I think I need to let you have a rest. Any question?
No
No.
question,
No
madam.
questions so far.
No question?
No, madam.
Okay. Let me see. Imran has a question over here. If you find the last answer by dividing the price of the pizza, the previous exercise. If you find the last answer by dividing the price of the pizza with its size, can. Yeah, Imran, can, this one. Okay, because it is still proportional. Okay, so before I end the lesson, same thing, your cuti, not cuti lah, your homework for you. Okay, I'm sure you are having your textbook with you right now, right? So you turn to page 18. You go to page 18. Page 18, this is what I want you to do. I just want you to do the self-practice 1.2a on question number 1. If you're having your book with you, page 18. 1.2a, this one. Question number 1, do this. After that, you turn to page 23. 23. Okay, 23 is this one. Okay, this is 23. I want you to do question number 1. Both, After that, you turn to the next page. Almost all the question here I want you to do except question number 6. So you have to do 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Okay, here bear in mind for this question number 2, okay, when they ask you to find 1 over r here, I want you to give the answer in 3 decimal places. Fix all the answer that you have to add on another column, another row later on, and then you fix your answer as 3 decimal places. Okay?
Okay.
Do you want me to continue with the last one, which is problem solving, only 1 problem solving? Or you are tired already? Hello?
And madam.
Can,
Can,
madam. Can,
Yes.
madam.
Then we finish the problem solving. Okay. Let me see this one. Problem solving. '21. Okay, this one. Before I continue with the problem solving, just to refresh your mind again, for the direct variation, what you learn is y varies directly as x to the power of n, whereby the n is like this, right? So this is how it is written. Y varies directly as x to the power of n. When you change to equation, y equal to kx to the power of n. Okay, where k is the constant and k will be y over xn. Whereby for inverse direction, this is what you have learned, all of this, but the k is y x to the power of n, or it can be x y. Okay, the x can be something else. Maybe 1, maybe 2, maybe 3, or 1 over 2, 1 over 3. Okay, there is a meaning over here. So you got to remember the way of the constant for direct variation and inverse variation. Direct variation is in the form of fraction. Inverse variation is directly. Okay, it's the opposite. So for the graph of y against x to the power of n, it is a straight line that passes through the origin. But when it comes to the inverse variation, y varies inversely as x. Okay, it will be this one. It will be a straight line if y inverse directly as n. But then when it comes to y varies, not y against x, it will be a hyperbola. When it is y against 1 over x, it will be a straight line that goes through the origin. Okay, now we proceed to the problem solving. Okay, this is the part. According to Boyle's law, the gas pressure P of a mass of gas is inversely proportional to the volume of the gas. So when it is inversely proportional means P1 over V. P inversely proportional to V. Okay, if the temperature of the gas is fixed, they have to set this lah, so that if the temperature is not fixed, then you cannot apply all of this anymore. So it must be fixed. The diagram on the right shows the gas trapped in a cylinder. So the gas is trapped inside here. When the volume inside the cylinder is 80 cubic centimeter, this one, the gas pressure is 190.25 kPa. Calculate the volume of the gas when the gas pressure inside the cylinder is 1 to 1.76 Pa. So over here, we are going to find the constant first. P is equal to K over V. So you substitute the value of 80 and 190.25. P is the pressure, 190.25, equal to K over the volume, 80. So the K, after you press the calculator, is 80 times 190. You will get 15220. Okay, so hence the equation you have to substitute into the K here. P is equal to 15220 over V. Okay, now new question given. When the pressure is 1 to 1.76, so substitute one. Okay, I write down first when the pressure P is equal to 1 to 1.76. So you substitute the P, 1 to 1.76 equal to 15220 over V. You have to find the volume. So volume is 1 to 1.76 times 1552220. Therefore, the volume is 125. You can see the unit for 8 cubic centimeter. Okay, so that's all for the problem solving. It's easy, right, this part? You have any question, class?
No, madam.
Sleepy or not?
Madam.
Do you feel sleepy?
No.
No,
Fresh
ah?
yesterday.
Not so.
Thank you for not sleeping. So page 125, another exercise whereby I'm going to discuss with you the answer next week. So you add on page 25. You turn to page 25, your textbook. I want you to do question. Set to tell you that you have to solve all the question on page 25. 1, 2, 3. Okay, you solve all the question. I'll keep dragging up and down. This one. Do all the questions 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
We will discuss the answer next week. So before you leave again, you go back to your Google class later on. I want you to take your attendance because today we only have 40 people here. So I think I already posted it. Yeah, this one. Can you see this one, the attendance? So later on, you go and take your attendance. And then for your previous exercise, the joint variation, just now we already marked it down, right? You are going to submit your answer here after you have marked down the one that we discussed just now. Do you understand?
Yes.
Yes, Okay, so that's all for today. Next week, we will have 2 classes in a week. So have you been given the schedule already?
Already.
Yes, madam.
And then one of the day, we will have to start very early, 7:10, right?
Yes.
Can you all wake up before that? Can or not? I just want to know.
Can, madam.
And whatever.
Then, if you cannot, then we will fix to a later time if you can't. You just let me know because we still have a class before Friday. So Friday is the same time again. You follow the schedule given. I'll give you the link 10 minutes before as usual. Okay? So I'll see you next week.
Okay, madam.
Alright.
Madam.
You have to walk out because we have to do an online class like this. We can't meet face to face. So no matter how you are going to sit for SPM this year, I hope you work hard and try not to leave out any of the exercise given. You got to do it. Okay? So I'll see you next lesson. Yeah. See you next week. Bye, class.
Bye, madam.
Thank you, madam.
Bye,
Bye, madam. Thank you, madam.
Madam.
Yeah, bye.